Welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you my working mom cleaning routine. I have lots of tips and tricks that help me as a working full-time busy mom of a 2-year-old boy keep on top of all of my household, cleaning, and homemaking tasks. I thought this video would be fitting to share now as we are headed into fall. This is a busy season for everyone, going back to school, all the fun activities on the weekends that sometimes the housework can become and seem overwhelming. I hope today's video gives you lots of cleaning motivation and you leave here feeling like you've just been hanging out with a friend. I work full-time. I thankfully am so fortunate to be able to work full-time from home, so I do have a lunch break in the middle of my day that I utilize almost every single day and get some cleaning tasks done around my house. So to start us off, I am starting here at my lunch break in the day. During this time, I always make sure to clean out the sink, wash any dishes that we had from breakfast, or if I use any dishes throughout the morning, my lunch, whatever I make for my lunch during the day. I clean all the dishes, make sure the dishwasher is loaded, ready to go. The sink is ready to go for the afternoon and for dinner time. So we're starting here doing that. If you don't work from home, just take this as working through any mom cracks of your day. So if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you have a nap time or a rest time that your child takes, and you could utilize that time to get some cleaning done, do that. If you work full-time outside of the house, maybe you have a little routine that before you head off to work, you have certain tasks that you make sure are done. Or as soon as you get home from work, have certain tasks done. Once you get into a daily routine or list out like your must-dos, these routines will become so much easier and you'll be able to stay on top of things. So for me, my must-dos every single day, I have to make sure the kitchen sink is completely cleared, the dishes are done, put away, and ready to go for whatever snack or meal we are headed into. I also make sure I do at least one load of laundry every single day. And I like to vacuum my house every single day too. As you can see here, our dog, she's a black lab. Her name is Millie. She sheds like crazy. So vacuuming the house is definitely a must-do every single day. What kind of things would you put on a list if you needed to do like a must-do every single day to help you with your cleaning tasks? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to know. As I said, I'm using my lunch break to get done a few tasks in my house. I had a couple more minutes, so I figured I'd come upstairs to my bathroom and wipe down the counter, as that's something I really like to get done every single day too. We are constantly using this bathroom. My son likes to brush his teeth here. I get ready at this counter, so there's always makeup and whatnot on it. So I like to make sure that it is wiped down at least once a day. My second tip is to have a running list of chores or items you've noticed that need to be cleaned, that haven't been cleaned. But if you don't have time to do it right away, just add it to a list. I keep this list at my desk, so if at work, your mind kind of drifts sometimes and you just see something or you notice something or you just think, oh my gosh, I haven't cleaned this office in so long and I'm just sitting in here. So I add it to the list, and then when I have some time, this is after my work shift is done on this day, I had a couple minutes before I had to go get my son from his program. So I just took this time and quickly cleaned the office. There was just toys, there was my coding books. I am a medical coder. So my books were out. I wasn't even using them. My son was carrying them around. He loves to have adult books and like flip through them. I don't know if he likes the way that the pages feel or what it is, because he can't read. He's 2. So I don't know why he's so interested in them, but he loves to carry these ginormous books all around. I just keep them underneath this shelf so that I can access them easily if I need to. They are kind of old. We use a different program for most of our codes, so we don't really need the books any longer, but I just keep them in case. So just keep a list of running items that you need to get done. Even if you can't get it done right in that moment, you could just have that list to refer to when you have some time. Even if it's a couple minutes, you could just quickly look at that list and say, oh, I do have a few minutes here, so I could get this item checked off my list, and then go do it really quickly. I also really like to have the mentality of do it right now if you can. It's not always possible when you notice something that needs to be cleaned. You may be like running out the door or trying to get dinner on the table or have some other activity going on, so you can't get to it right away. But if you do have a couple minutes and you notice that your vent hood is so dirty and you have not touched it in a while, take a couple minutes and clean it off. Once you clean it off, I'm sure this only takes a minute or so, and you'll feel so much better that is actually done. This is another item that was on my list to get done. So on my list that I took a couple minutes before I headed out the door to pick up my son from his program were cleaning the office. That only took me a couple minutes to put the toys away and vacuum the room, clean the vent hood, and I also want to wipe down all the appliances. We have all stainless steel appliances, and if you have them, you know every finger mark and smudge shows on those, so I definitely wanted to make sure we got those all wiped down too. We are expecting my in-laws this weekend, so I do have a running list of a few more things than normal per the week because we have guests staying with us this weekend that I wanted to get cleaned and checked off my list. Leave a comment down below. What are you going to be adding to your to-do list when you have a few minutes? Lately, I've been struggling with comparison, especially when it comes to my 2-year-old son. He goes to a program that I go and pick him up from every single day, and there's another child there that's the same age as him. So I feel like where they're at in their different stages of life and their development is getting compared quite often, and I hear a lot about where he's at or what he should be doing, what I need to be working on, and sometimes I take it pretty hard. And I need to remind myself, and I read this quote that I saw on Pinterest, and I thought it was so fitting to how I'm feeling and wanted to share with you if you are struggling with comparison, especially when it comes to your kids, getting compared to other kids their age, students in their class, that kind of thing. It says, climb. You are exactly where you are meant to be right now. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. Yours is a wildly different journey up an entirely different mountain. If you were meant to be higher up your mountain, you would be. There might be more you need to learn from this spot before you can keep climbing. There might be something you need to see here before continuing forward. Maybe you are simply meant to rest before the journey ahead. Regardless of where you are on your path, know that the rest of your story will unfold when it is time. Until then, enjoy your beautifully unique climb. I hope that gives you some peace and motivation especially when it comes to your kids. And if you too are feeling that, like about yourself and where you are in your life, if you feel behind or that you had wished you made different decisions, that you could be at a different spot in life than now, just know you are exactly where you are meant to be. You are doing a great job, and your kids are exactly where they're meant to be as well. They will hit all the stages and phases of life they're meant to go through. It just may be a different time than other kids. My next tip is to set up daily routines, whether that's a morning cleaning routine, if you have a lunch break or a nap time, any time during the middle of your day to have a routine, or a nighttime routine. You don't have to have all three. I think one is more than enough to get everything kind of reset and put away, cleaned up for the day. This is just like a quick tidy. It's not meant to be hours of cleaning or making sure every single spot in your house is spotless. It's just a tidy to get you set for the day. So for me, I enjoy most having a nighttime routine of tidying up, cleaning, getting everything closed down for the night, reset, and ready for the following day. Do you already have a routine set up during your day? What time of day do you have this? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to know if it's morning, afternoon, night, and how it works best for you. So my night routine, I usually start with laundry, making sure that is completed for the day. Everything's folded, put away. I love having a completely empty laundry basket and the room clean, ready for tomorrow's laundry. Then the kitchen, make sure everything's clean from the sink, put away, the sink is cleaned, counters are wiped off, and the floor is vacuumed. I also like to do a tidy in the living room. Usually my son has some toys out, my dog has toys out. It definitely needs to be vacuumed. I don't worry too much about like the blankets and stuff because my husband and I will spend the rest of the evening in there together. We either watch a show, my husband loves movies, or like just do something just him and I to unwind, relax, and get set for the next day and spend a little time together. Our living room is kind of in disarray. I will show you that when we head in there. My dog had an allergic reaction I mentioned in a few videos now. She's been on prednisone. She is tapering down. It's making her extremely thirsty, which the vet did tell us was going to happen. So she's drinking so much more water. She's eating way more food than she normally does as well. So she has to go outside a lot more. Like, she's just not like that normally. So we missed her signs one time and she peed on the rug the other day, which she has never done. And it was a lot, like it was a huge mess. Thankfully, my husband was home and he cleaned it up for me. I was more than appreciative that he was taking care of that. And like our rug in the living room is so thick, so it's taking a really long time to dry. So my husband kind of like jimmied it up on a chair to give airflow underneath to help it dry. So I will show you that. It looks crazy, but it's fine. It works for now and not something that we normally go through. Our dog is just not like that at all usually. But since she's on a medication, that was the only reason that happened. I also like to make sure like all my son's toys are put away. We do have him clean up toys before he goes to bed, but he doesn't always get to every single toy, which is fine. We usually just focus like on whatever he's playing with. He's been really into magnet tiles lately. He's finally able to build a tower with them, which he's so proud of himself for being able to do. So he plays with those a lot. So a lot of times we just focus on having him clean up that. And then if there's other little toys here and there around, I'll just clean up those later. As he gets older, I'm sure he'll be cleaning up most of his toys, if not all, but he's 2, so we're just taking it step by step. I'm also going to clean the dining room. We eat all of our dinners there now as a family, which is so nice. We went through a season of life where that wasn't really happening, but lately it has been, and it's been just so fantastic. So I just wait till later to like clean off, spray down the table and wipe it all down, so then I can enjoy as much time with my son before he goes to bed after dinner. So I'll clean that up, make sure the whole house is vacuumed. Those are the things I like to do during my nighttime routine. The last tip that I want to share with you is to use a timer. Maybe you only have 15 minutes or 30 minutes, maybe you have an entire hour. Set yourself a timer for whatever time frame you have, 10 minutes long even, and see what you can get done in that short timer that you set for yourself. I'm sure you'll be more than surprised at all the tasks you are able to accomplish even in 10 minutes. This is what our rug looks like right now. We moved the couch way back, which this is how our couch kind of sits during holidays, because in the middle of the floor here, we'll set up a huge long table and everybody can have Thanksgiving together, Christmas dinner together, whatever holiday we're having here, Easter. We do that quite often too, and it works out so well. It's really fun. So we have done this a few times, and the other benefit of this is that I was able to deep clean underneath the couch on the floor. I was really able to get in there and give it a really good cleaning, which it was in desperate need of. So as I was saying, set yourself timers and see all that you can get done, even if you only have 10 minutes. I get all of our bags set up and just leave them here on the bench for the next morning so that our mornings go even smoother. We come down to a nice, clean, tidy house. Our bags are ready to go, so we can just enjoy having breakfast together and get out the door on time and start work. So just set yourself up the night before. I'm sure the next morning you and your kids will appreciate being able to move a little bit slower, especially on these busy fall mornings. The last thing I like to do is make sure that I have a plan for what laundry I'm going to do the next day. Right now I'm just getting the towels put in the wash. I'm not going to put any soap or anything. They're just going to sit in here, so then in the morning I can get it going right away and don't even have to think about it. This is going to end off today's video. I hope this gave you tons of cleaning motivation and you feel ready to tackle the fall season. If you have not yet, please subscribe. I post new videos every Tuesday and Friday.